Hello and welcome to our first episode of the year of WeAre105. I am your host, Lucas, and today we will be leading a discussion all about school safety and ending the show with a roundtable on holiday traditions. Now, let's get into it.
We are 105.
Hello, today I would like to welcome in our guests for a discussion about school safety. We have Miss Fernandez, 8th grader Ryan, and 6th grader Scarlett. Thank you for joining us for this conversation. What does school safety mean to you personally?
School safety to me personally means just feeling comfortable and feeling that you're not going to get hurt no matter where you are.
All right, Ryan, do you have any thoughts on it?
I'll go ahead. I think school safety, that's our number one priority here at school, and it comes with all kinds of social, emotional, and physical safety. So I think a lot of it has to do with relationships and just feeling safe in the classroom, but then obviously that physical safety of knowing that you're always going to be safe at school.
Yeah, because it's nice to feel safe in a learning environment so you can be able to focus on your school studies without being nervous.
Exactly.
We have had a variety of safety drills at GEMS the last couple of years. How do you think that impacts students? And tell us about how these drills have changed over the years.
They've changed quite a bit since I've been here. I think this is my 12th or 13th year. And in the last, maybe 5 years or so, we as a district have been following a foundation called I Love You Guys, and we've done a lot of training management-wise, but also school staff-wise, and then now in training the students. And it started as, it always used to be called a fire drill or an earthquake drill or different drills like that, where now we call them hold, secure, lockdown, evacuate, shelter, even to the effect that a couple years ago we had 6, and then they've now put them into 5 clear divisions. And this again comes from I Love You Guys, where we have the standard response protocol for different things. I'll go through them if that's okay. We have a hold. Generally, that is when you just want the hallways clear. Maybe there is a dog on campus or a wild animal on campus, or maybe there's a student having a medical situation that needs to be addressed and we don't need students and staff out on campus, so we'll do what's called a hold drill. And that just means everyone stays inside their classrooms, they don't come out, but business as usual in the classroom. A secure is very similar to a hold, but this might be where there's something going on out in the community that could potentially come onto campus, but really it's more out in the community, and we just want to keep everyone inside the school, inside the buildings, again, business as usual. The lockdown is one of the most serious drills that we have, and that is when there is something that is safety concerning on campus, like an intruder. And that's where all the I Love You Guys Foundation started with. And so that is definitely everyone inside, hiding, quiet, not business as usual. This is where you're trying to be not seen and not heard. The evacuate drill is what we would in the past called a fire drill. So this is if a fire is happening somewhere on campus, but it also could be a gas leak or anything that maybe is not safe for you to stay in the classroom and we need to evacuate. And then a shelter in place would be similar to like an earthquake drill, where you stay in the classroom and do things to protect yourself under the desks and things like that.
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense because we've obviously practiced those drills around campus. Those clearly help with school safety. Mm-hmm. And now it's time for our sponsors. GEMS TV would like to thank our platinum and gold level sponsors: Siller Construction, Quality Sheet Metal Heating and Air, Mi Alegria Mexican Antojitos, Lincoln Junior Zebras, Lincoln Museum, Jensen Landscaping, Rockland Swim Team. And now back to our podcast. What steps has this school taken over the last 5 years to improve safety on campus? What is left to do?
Well, as I said, we're following the I Love You Guys Foundation. That's district-wide, so all schools have the same wording, the same types of drills, and this is for most schools across the nation that are following this protocol. But as far as the school goes, I implemented having a safety team here on campus. We have one at the district that meets kind of quarterly, but as a school, for probably the last 3 years, we have a safety team on site, and we try to meet once a month. And that's to go over last drills, like where we can improve, things that went well, things that we can improve on, but then also any other concerning things, like if there's gates not working or doors not working or anything, crosswalk concerns. And so we do that once a month, and I hope to continue that and to grow that team and involve more students and also families and community members in that.
How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about these?
Well, with the new, with the drills that we've been doing, it makes, even if we're not even in school, we know what to do if there's, a fire in our house or there's an earthquake, things like that.
With the drills at school, they make me feel safer because we know what to do if there is a situation or a problem.
Yeah, the drills are definitely very helpful for just safety reasons. Like, we all know what to do when it happens because we've been doing it for multiple years. How important is it to talk to someone if you're feeling anxious or scared at school?
I'll answer that, and then I'd love to hear from the students. For me, as an administrator, it's so important because you guys hear things way before staff does. So sometimes you can hear a friend say something that's concerning, and you may not think that it's a big deal, but if it's concerning, you want to let someone know. Sometimes you see things on social media that we won't see, and just letting someone know, it's never going to hurt if it's not a true safety concern. We can look into it, but sometimes that's the only way we find out about a true safety concern.
Yeah, I think that would definitely be helpful to have students be able to look out for other students' mental health, because it's like having an inside source pretty much, because you can be friends with them and help them out, and you'll see stuff that staff members won't normally see because of social media and stuff like that.
It's important to tell people about how you're feeling or how others are feeling, because not many people can tell what you're feeling on the inside, even if you look happy and fine on the outside. It's mostly the people who are the happiest on the outside that are the most hurt.
It's important to communicate because, sometimes students don't say if there's, something wrong, and also it just helps keep our school more safe.
What would you do if you saw a classmate in trouble or feeling unsafe?
Well, if I saw a classmate feeling unsafe, I would probably go up and help them, but if they're more hurt physically, I would go get a staff member to try to help them.
I would walk up to them and see if they're okay, and then I would tell, someone in the office.
Yeah, it's definitely would be smart to go up to them and see if they're okay and see if they need help with anything, or if there's anything that we could do about it to get a staff member. But yeah, how can parents in the community help support school safety?
Definitely, I would encourage any parent or community member to join our safety committee first and foremost. In the past, we've actually had community members reach out to help. We received these magnets that went on doors in the past. We don't utilize them any longer, but that came from community members. We also had barricades for the doors that we were able to use. Again, that came from a donation from community members. So there's a lot of other people in town that feel very strongly about school safety and GEMS safety. And so having their voices and being able to utilize the resources that they may have access to or the ideas that they may have are really important.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful to have community members be able to help out with school safety and like maybe help send certain things to schools to make it a more safe environment for the students and the staff members. Is there anything else you guys would like to add on about school safety? If you guys feel like safe or like what things like are better or what things have been doing good for school safety?
I'll add one thing. Just making sure that all the students and the staff are handling the drills very seriously as if it was a true situation, because you never know when something might come in. You never know when something might come in that is a safety concern that's true. And so we want to just be prepared for that. And then what we have coming up next is the last couple drills. As you've known, we've changed this year. You're meeting with your PA classes out when we do an evacuation. And so the next couple drills, we do one once a month, especially in evacuate. The alarm will not be going off in PA. So kids will have to remember that they go line up with their PA teachers. And so that'll be a real transition and a change for us since we have not had one in a not in a PA class yet.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be helpful that we're going to get more opportunities to practice that, because obviously it's like a new change if you're like in another class, but then you have to go to your PA class. So that could definitely be helpful for like being safe all around. And that wraps up our first segment, and I wanted to thank all of our guests for coming in today to talk about this serious subject that affects schools all across the nation. And now it's time for Cece leading our roundtable discussion about holiday traditions.
Welcome to the first WeAre105 roundtable this year. I'm your host, Cece. Today's roundtable is about holiday traditions. We have Luke, Isla, and Wayne here with us today. The first question is, what is your favorite holiday and why?
So my favorite holiday is Christmas because I feel like it's about caring for all of the family members and mostly giving.
My favorite holiday tradition is also Christmas because I like that all like families have their different traditions, and then like if you have two sides of a family, then you can have like two times the traditions, and you get to see it.
My favorite holiday is probably Christmas, just because there's a lot of giving, and then there's just a lot of getting as well.
Mine's probably Halloween because of all the candy you get. Next question. Can you describe a unique tradition that your family has had during the holidays?
I don't really do any unique traditions, so.
One of my traditions is we go to a light show every year, and then afterwards for a treat we go to Dutch Bros and get mango smoothies.
My tradition is probably I just go to my grandma's and chill out there for Christmas Eve. Just chill out there, eat some food, and then go home.
Yeah, I just I go to my grandparents and they have like a big Christmas feast. Next question. What is the most memorable holiday you have ever received? Oh, what holiday gift you've ever received?
My most memorable holiday gift I've ever received was in Christmas. I've gotten a brand new skateboard, which is one of the most memorable gifts that I've ever gotten.
One of my most memorable gifts was probably my parents surprised us. We saw a bunch of water bottle stickers on the table on Christmas morning, and then they had gotten us tablets or iPads, and that was one of the most memorable gifts.
Mine is probably around my birthday, because I consider my birthday a holiday. Is when I got my first phone. It was,
I got a laptop that was, it was a very expensive laptop, so yeah. Do you guys have any fun or funny stories to share?
Not really, no.
One of those stories is, I guess during spring break, it's technically a holiday. We had gone to the Oregon coast and we had just picked up groceries from like a local store, and we found out that the doors were locked and we had been locked out. So we went around the whole house trying to find like a window that was opened or a door. But eventually we found a window and my dad climbed through and he opened the door for us.
I mean, it's not that interesting, but I remember one time I woke my parents up at like 4 in the morning when I was like 6, and it was hilarious. They're like, no, just let me get my coffee. And it was like, no.
The funniest story that I have is probably on Christmas morning one year. I was very tired, and my dad, being my dad, he just dumped a whole bottle of cold water on my face. So that woke me up very well. Now it's time for rapid fire. So, what's the best costume you had for Halloween?
My best costume for Halloween was probably Pennywise.
My best costume was a grandma.
My best costume, it was this year. I was the purple Teletubby. My friends with me, they were like all the different Teletubbies. It was so fun.
Yeah, I'm not really into Halloween, so I'll just do like casual costumes like ghosts and stuff. But one year I did like a witch, and I had a full blown like cauldron and stuff. I was like 6 though, so very, very young. Next one, favorite Thanksgiving food.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is probably stuffing.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is probably tied between Jell-O and turkey.
I gotta give it to the mac and cheese, especially when it's like put in the oven and it's like baked and it has that thing on top.
That is really good. Turkey.
Yeah.
It's so dry though.
What do you want for Christmas this year?
I'd probably want a laptop or a new skateboard because mine got broke.
I don't really have anything in particular that I want this year.
Black Ops 6. I'm sorry. It's the truth. I need it.
I want a ski helmet GoPro camera because I go skiing every once in a while and it's very fun.
Nice.
Favorite thing to do over winter break?
My favorite thing to do over winter break is probably snowboarding.
My favorite thing to do over winter break is like a movie night.
I gotta give it to sleeping. I just be hibernating the whole time.
I agree.
True.
12:30 every day. That's my breakfast.
Skiing and sledding. I have a hill near my grandparents, and it's like a very steep, fun sledding hill. And one time I ran into a mound of snow there. So, best way to celebrate New Year's.
I feel like the best way to celebrate New Year's is watch the ball drop in New York on the TV or actually go there.
Just eating like junk food, trying to stay up all night.
True.
It's fun.
I just stay up until like at least midnight, and I go out on like my dad's truck, and I pull out the thing, and I just sit there.
So I don't do this as often, but one year I went down to Tahoe for my grandparents, and at 12 in midnight, we grabbed pots and pans and we walked outside and started smacking. We started banging them together, yelling Happy New Year's.
That's gotta wake up the whole town.
But yeah.
You got work tomorrow? Nah, you're my parents.
New Year's resolution.
My New Year's resolution is to actually be able to earn some money for stuff.
My New Year's resolution is to stay more focused on getting like homework done.
It's really basic. I just need to clean out my computer. Like, it's so cluttered. I went on, like, my antivirus, and it said I had, like, 5,000 junk files. And I'm like, oh, God.
My New Year's resolution is probably to get earn more money because I don't really have a lot. Thank you for tuning in today at WeAre105. Thank you for tuning in to today's WeAre105 podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. We appreciate you listening and look forward to sharing more with you soon. If you have any questions or podcast ideas, email gemstv@westernplacer.org.